So let's look at the concept of nested if statements. So we want to first assess if we have any money in our savings account at all. But then if we do have money in our savings account, we also want to further assess whether we have enough money in our savings account to buy the bicycle we want. We can achieve this by implementing a nested if statement within our top if statement. So let's first create a new Boolean variable and we'll name it isEnough to buy bicycle, and we'll initialize its value to true. And then we create a new if statement within the parent if statement. In this nested if statement, we are evaluating the condition if we have enough money to buy the bicycle. And if the first if statement is true, this nested if statement will be executed after code associated with its parent if statement is executed. So if this nested if condition is true, we want to output to the screen the text, "I have enough money to buy the bicycle." And let's test this. And so what has happened is the first if statement tests the condition, do we have enough money in our savings account? This condition returns true, so the text, "I have money" is outputted to the screen. The nested if statement within this if statement that has just been executed is then executed. The test condition, whether or not I have enough money to buy a bicycle, is evaluated. This nested if statement returns true in this case, so the text, "I have enough money to buy the bicycle" is outputted to the screen. What happens if we change the initialized value of the isMoney in savings account variable to false? The top if statement returns false, so any code within this if statement will not run, which includes the nested if statement. The else statement in this case is run, which is why we see the text, "I have no money" outputted to the console screen. So we are also able to include an else part to our nested if statement. So we want to output further text to the console screen if we do have money in our savings account, but we do not have enough money to buy the bicycle. So we simply can add an else part to our nested if statement. So when we do have money in our savings account, but we do not have enough money to buy the bicycle, we want to output the text from the top if statement, i.e., "I have money," as well as the text, "I do not have enough money to buy the bicycle." So let's first ensure that our nested if statement condition returns false. And let's run the code. And the result is as expected. The text, "I have money" is outputted to the screen, followed by the text, "I do not have enough money to buy the bicycle." So let's introduce a nested if statement to the else part of our top if statement. And this nested if statement will test whether we can get a loan to buy our bicycle. So if the else part of the top if statement is executed, this means we do not have any money in our savings account, but perhaps we can still buy the bicycle by acquiring a loan. So we'll first introduce a variable canGetLoan, which is defined as Boolean, and we'll initialize its value to true. Let's then include our nested if statement and the code that will run if our nested if statement condition returns true. So if the expression is true, we will output the text, "I can get a loan to buy the bicycle." Right, before we run the code, let's make sure the code in the else part of the top if statement will run by ensuring that the isMoney in savings account variable is initialized to false. Right, let's run the code. And the result is as expected. And then we can also include an else part to our nested if statement within the else part of the top if statement. And if the nested if statement condition within the else part of our top if statement returns false, let's output the text, "I cannot get a loan to buy the bicycle." Let's change the initialization of the canGetLoan variable to false, so that the else part of the newly created nested if statement will be run. Let's test the code. And the result is as expected. I have no money. I cannot get a loan to buy the bicycle. If you feel you have gained value from viewing this tutorial, please hit the thumbs up icon and please subscribe. If you have already subscribed, please hit the bell icon to be notified of future content, which will be coming soon. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you.